It's plow day. I am working on my little pasture here. I started last night working on with my 39 two-way international plow, getting it figured out again. I don't use it very often. There's always a learning curve running the international super MTA with this fantastic farmhand F21 loader. So here's the deal. I am plowing this field not for the yield or for the crop, but for irrigation purposes. Let's get this started in there. Why do I always spill? I tell you fellas, put a vent in your gas cans. They fill so much faster. Don't let the spider webs. Well, while we're up here, you can see looking here towards the east, that's my fill ditch or my irrigation ditch there at the top of this field. And it goes down towards main irrigation ditch that I do not have water rights out of. We're here in the west. Everything is irrigation. If we didn't irrigate it, it would be brown in about 3 weeks from now. Where are we in? We're in early May. Yeah, it'd just be brown and dead. So we have to irrigate out here, otherwise this green grass goes away. I flood irrigate. I don't have a pump. I don't have I don't have sprinklers. So we flood irrigate. And to flood irrigate, you have to have flow. You have to have, what's the word I'm looking at here? Give me a second. To flood irrigate, you have to have slope. You have to drop, say, a couple of inches every 100 feet or so, something that the water can actually flow down. And this field here has slope on the top half, and then here on the bottom half we have a slight rise, and there's spots. I marked it out with some marking paint. We've got high spots, and you can see the difference. This is all already turning brown, where right here where we are lower and we're able to irrigate, it's green and lush, has some clover coming up. Here, nothing. This field is probably 60% irrigated. We're going to change that. So what we're going to do is we're going to plow this ground to knock the sod over. Then we're going to hit it with the disc to mix it all up. Then we're going to start scraping, and we're going to scrape a lot of material from this bottom half up towards that ditch. And actually we'll scrape a bunch of it to the other side of the ditch so that we're able to, we got some low spots over there to fill in, and that will take care of some mosquito breeding grounds as well. So yeah, I've got plenty of work to do with the plow. We'll get this thing going. I got it set up with the height I'm happy with. For example, let's just take a look here. We've got about a 6-inch deep cut or so. It gets a little shallower when you get into the hard pan. We'll probably have to plow, disc, scrape, then plow and disc again before we replant it. So it'll be a project. We're only looking at what, 2.5 acres here, maybe I'll pace this off and let you guys know. But I think we're ready to go. Tractor's been running good. The oil's good, oil pressure's good, temperature's been good. This is a good old tractor with the good old tractor. There's something just therapeutic about watching this plow turn the dirt over. It reminds me of my younger days as a young man, driving an International 1086 with the John Deere 4-bottom plow behind it, plowing 100-acre fields and just trying to keep that thing running. The boss wanted it running 24 hours a day to get that field plowed. So taking the night shift and just going a long way across that field where it would take 20-25 minutes to make one pass, and you turn around and head back. It was a interesting time. This IH39 two-way plow, it works pretty well behind this tractor. It's a little bit picky on getting it set up exactly right for the depth I'm looking for. I haven't quite figured that out yet. I'll keep working on that and try to figure out how to adjust it. I'll just get the depth where I want. I guess my only complaint with this plow would be, well, it's also meant for larger acreages from when it was built. It's meant to travel a quarter mile at a time before you yank on the rope and get it to twist up and over. That's a little bit of a process to get it to flip up and over and around. And when you're on a 1-acre field, well, that's a lot of flipping. You just keep at it, and well, it beats the alternative. It's also really satisfying to watch a piece of equipment that when you purchased it didn't work at all. That the plowshares were so worn out that it would just skate along the ground. And you do a little bit of research and find out how they're supposed to be configured and how they're supposed to be shaped so that they can actually cut into the saw. You can figure that out and then come up with a plan to be able to repair what you have, and for very little cost take something that just did not work before, or just slide along the ground, be able to just dig right into this type of soil. And honestly, this soil it's pretty tough to plow into. Having that clay, it doesn't like to dig down into it. So to have the clay mixed with the river rock, it's an interesting kind of a situation to be in. Just a normal disc won't even touch it. I remember as a young man, quite often we would just disc a field with about a 12-foot wide Caterpillar disc behind that same 1086, or even a different tractor. And the disc going over the field two times, maybe 3 times, would most often get it into good enough shape that you could then hit it with a groundhog, arrow, and you'd be done, ready to plant. This type of soil, it's so tight together that it takes quite a bit more to get it to dig down in there. This will just roll across the top of it. YouTube is a funny place, because if you're like me, you seem to find yourself spending a lot of time watching other people working. There's something therapeutic about watching equipment in operation. Older equipment, and maybe some equipment that you have some history with. I was watching Derek on Vice Grip Garage fire up his International 1086, and that really got me thinking about it. I really have a lot of fond memories of that type of work as a young man. And that's probably why I do this, why I have run my little public farm. Those fond memories of the work that I was able to do, and the feeling of accomplishment when something was completed, when your hayfield was mowed, or even just at the end of the day when all your irrigation was done and you had a little bit of time to yourself. Yeah, this isn't a money-making endeavor. This is something that I do that reminds me of the type of work that molded me as a young man. I believe I have to cut the video here. There's plenty more to do on this field. We've still got to disc it, then maybe harrow it. Then we've got to start moving dirt around with the box blade and maybe we'll try to figure out some kind of land plane. So there's plenty to do on this field, but I think it's time to stop this video. I enjoyed this. I enjoy plowing. I just enjoy working in the dirt. It's like having your own personal sandbox as an adult. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys on the next video, and well, go out and do something. Even if it's something that's not going to make you any money, or something that's a lot of hard work for not a lot of reward. A lot of times, the work itself is reward enough. Catch you guys on the next video.